Hello everyone and welcome back to my drawing video. Last video I told you my next milestone was 3,300 subscribers, but you guys beat me to it, which I didn't expect. So thank you so much guys, and sorry for the late video, but here it is. Today's video is really special because we have a request from Zovia. She said I should draw more boys. Can't help it because I really like girls so much. But we'll do that today, as you can see here. And also, we have a new question that we'd like to answer here from Xiori Zhang. I already followed your advice, so I told her that in order to draw a realistic portrait, she needed to use a reference photo and try to draw from reference photo, but it's hard because I can't make it look the same like the photo. I want to draw freehand. Thank you very much. That's the question we'd like to answer today. Don't forget to subscribe guys. Your generosity is greatly appreciated. So I got... Ta-da! This is Tom Holland, aka our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So first, we actually are going to simplify and study our reference photo. So to simplify the photo, you need to find the big shapes. So you see here, the shape is really complex, right? There's this forehead here, and then this sharp curve here, then the nose tip, philtrum, upper lip, bottom lip, but we can actually make a straight line here. So I'm gonna grab my ruler and my pencil and draw a straight line just like this, and boom, there you have it. You have simplified the shape. So let's find another shape that we can simplify here. So the top of his hair, it's actually pretty straight, and boom, we have simplified the hair line. And from here to here, another straight line. From here to here, also straight line. Super easy. The goal of this exercise is to look at the big shapes instead of being overwhelmed by the small details and sketch every curve like a beginner does. You only sketch the big shapes. So why I use a ruler here? That's because I want this to look as clean as possible, because it'll be easier to look at and it'll help you to be more accurate. But of course, if you feel like you want to do it freehand, then of course you can do it too. Using a ruler like this and drawing directly on the reference photo is not cheating. This is called studying, and we use the ruler to help us study more efficiently. So now, let's just speed this up. You get the idea already. It's really a simple process. Also, try to not draw too many lines or shapes, because that will only confuse you later. So here, I divide the drawing into like 5 shapes: the hair, face, ear, neck, and his jacket. These are the big shapes. So this is what we have right now. So now we have this big shape. This is for his hair, face, ear, this is his neck, his jacket, and those shapes are simple. So the second thing you need to do is to find 2 things that are perfectly lined up, horizontally or vertically. So for example, his eyebrow here lines up perfectly with his ear. So if I draw a line here, it'll be perfectly horizontal. Let's find another thing. His nose and his ear. Aha! Another horizontal line. His mouth here and his pupil vertically aligned. So the key here is to find straight lines, horizontally or vertically. Upper lips and left eye, vertically aligned. So why horizontal or vertical lines? Because it's easy to eyeball, as you don't need to measure the angle. You can use diagonal lines, of course. For example, his eyebrow to his nose to his mouth line up diagonally. This is always good information, but this is more difficult to eyeball. So try to find horizontal or vertical lines. Also, it could be faraway objects, like his mouth here, horizontally aligned with his hair here. So it's these things that will help you draw freehand more accurately and eyeball the measurement without much effort. This is called observation. So after we study our reference photo, let's go ahead and draw those lines and shapes on our drawing paper. When you're drawing, try to accurately mimic the angle of the lines and the shape size. And how to measure the distance. You can use the pencil length method, where you measure the distance with the tip of your pencil and your thumb. But well, if you're a beginner, then screw it, and by all means, just use a ruler, and no, it's not cheating. However, I don't suggest using a ruler to sketch here. So just like you can see here, I'm drawing the lines freehand because the goal here is to be able to draw freehand. The ruler here is just to check for errors. It's a tool to give you immediate feedback of your mistakes. Some people might say that using a ruler or gridding or tracing is bad or cheating, but don't listen to them. You are learning here. So if you feel like some tools could make your learning curve easier, then why not? COD wanted to learn how to draw freehand, and she's learning by herself. There's no teacher nearby, so if a ruler can give her immediate feedback and show her mistakes when measuring, then I'd say it's a good learning tool. Also, this might look easy for you guys, but I'm always thinking when drawing. Active thinking. Is this angle correct? Is this wide enough? Oh, this is too narrow. This is too long. So take your time, no rush, and always think. Even if you spend like 2 hours just to get the sketch done, that's totally fine. It's part of the learning process. Okay, so we already transferred the sketch lines. So now, let's sketch this in even more detail. You see this square here? It's supposed to be his ear, but it's square now. So how do you turn this square into an ear? We dissect the shapes. I'm just gonna eyeball it. If you just put a straight line here, and from this just simply connect all those lines like this, and here we are. Now we have the ear. So let's go ahead and do this for the entire drawing. And I'm just going to speed this up because it will be easier to watch. Okay, so our sketch is starting to look more complex now, and this is a good sign. So we want to progress gradually from our simple boxy lines to more complex shapes like this. So the next step is we begin to add the dark values. So I'll just talk briefly here. For how to shade smoothly, you can watch the video here. And how to blend smoothly, you can watch it here. Everything is the same technique. So the hair is mostly dark, so I'll just cover it with graphite. The pupil is also dark. The upper lips and some parts of the jacket as well. So any dark areas I'll cover with graphite. And then I'll blend this to create a smooth shading with my big brush. And as you can see here, my sketch is almost gone. No worry guys, you can always redraw it before it completely vanishes. Right, so with our sketch in place and our basic initial value done, now let's render the facial features one by one. And let's not forget the magic word here guys. And no, it's not abracadabra, it's keep measuring. As you can see here, my initial sketch is no longer visible. This becomes trickier to measure. Keep everything properly lined. So you know that the eyebrow is horizontally lined with the ear. So keep checking it and make sure it doesn't drift away as you do your shading. Also, don't be too crazy about it either. If you make the eyebrow too long, just a little bit, yes, it will still look okay. If the hair doesn't look exactly like in the photo, I'm sure it will still look like Tom Holland. Because let's be honest, hair will change shapes. They grow, wind blows, people change hairstyles, so it's okay. The most important thing here is the placement between each facial feature to another facial feature, like the eyes, nose, mouth, jawline, ears. Keep those things in the correct place and you're good. So guys, I'm afraid there is no shortcut here. Again, I will say, if you want the faster, easier drawing technique, then gridding and tracing is the answer. But if you want to draw freehand, then I'm sorry to say, there is no shortcut. Drawing freehand doesn't mean you don't measure. You do need to measure a lot, and I'm talking about realism. And especially if you draw someone from a photo and want to draw accurately and get their likeness. There is no other way than measuring, unless you're drawing a cartoon or a quick 15-minute sketch gesture drawing where the face is not the focus. And in time, you'll spend less time sketching and you'll need less lines to get an accurate drawing because you'll know what works and what doesn't, which line is more important and less important, and become more efficient at observing things. So don't be lazy like me, I sleep a lot. Always measure whenever you sense errors in your drawing. Spend some time, an hour, a couple of hours, until you get the sketch perfectly. And actually, fixing your mistakes in the initial sketching stage is always easier than if you've done all of the shading and then realize you need to make the eye closer to the left, for example. Then it'd be much harder to fix. So measure twice, shade once, and measure again just to be sure. And I mean no disrespect to anyone, but drawing photorealistic portraiture like this might not for everyone, unless you're very passionate about it. So instead of having fun and enjoying your time relaxing and drawing, it could end up eating up your energy, and you find that this is a very tiring, boring thing to do. So please don't be hard on yourself. I know this could be difficult, otherwise everyone could draw freehand. Even I sometimes still make mistakes here and there, and I've been doing this freehand drawing for since college, and that almost 9 years ago, still haven't mastered it. But no, really, in order to progress you only need to practice often, and with time, then you'll understand things and can judge angles better and be able to tell if something's off more accurately. Things that will also help you to draw from a reference photo, which I forgot to mention. 1. Print your photo reference in black and white to help you see the values easier. 2. The size of your reference photo has to match your drawing size. No resizing. 3. Size of your drawing also matters. Small drawing is easier to handle, easier to eyeball distance between things, but your mistakes are magnified. For instance, if you make the distance between left and right eyes too wide, even just a couple of millimeters, it could be disastrous. On the other hand, bigger drawing will take longer to finish, harder to eyeball, but it's more forgiving if you miscalculate some distance. So try to find your own drawing size sweet spot. 4. Use easy, simple pose photo reference for practice. Girls with long wavy hair, people making weird facial expressions, or doing weird poses are considered hard to draw. Don't draw these things, unless of course you want to test your patience. Well, I draw girls with long hair a lot, so... 5. Take a break every now and then. When you're tired, you're more likely to be impatient and lazy to think. Taking a break, drinking some hot ice cream, and eating iced coffee bean powder on top of a mountain will help refresh your mind. And I promise you'll realize your mistake immediately. Also, one thing I'd like to add here, because this is a male portrait, I tried to create a simpler background, as you will see in the finished drawing. So I like to draw my subject photorealistic, and I like to combine it with an abstract background, and this is really my thing, combining abstract and realism, because it feels good. So after I did the subject, spending my time measuring, that actually can be stressful sometimes. So when doing the abstract background, I could just sit back and relax, not caring about measuring things, and just focus on being creative, and try to create interesting shapes all over my subject. But sometimes it could be boring too, especially when rendering a big, flat, dark background with nothing in it. So I try to add something, texture, interesting smaller shapes, different values, to make it less boring. And I think it's best to just watch the video in time-lapse so you guys don't get bored. So that's it for today's video. Sophia Shiori-chan, I hope the video helps. Guys, let me know if you have another question about drawing. I'll try to make a video about it. And the next video will be about 2 or 3 weeks from now, guys, because I will be busy preparing for a Christmas concert. I'll be playing my cello, so many practice schedule, so it will take a while before I can draw again. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and see you guys in my next video. And by the way, do you prefer listening to my guitar or piano composition? I'll compose more for you in the future. Enjoy the music.